Good morning. It's Weezy FS1. Skip the BS and put everybody after BS. PS, all I spit is FACTS. The best, skip Bayless, yes, say less. Top for the top, apex, everyday flex. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't poppin', I ain't trying to hate. Let's have a Jordan and LeBron debate. I got time to date. Dripping on the chain, my diamonds say what they gotta say. If you think it's a game, I commentate, I ain't gotta play. On in the morning, I own my opponent. My competition is not an issue, it's cotton tissue. Unconventional, controversial, convoluted, unconditional, undeterred and undisputed. Good morning.
Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, Keyshawn.
Hey, what up, Skip?
And good morning and welcome back to Duck Boat Paul Pierce.
Duck Boat
who
Pete.
did take part in the Celtics victory parade. I'm not sure. Did he play for the Celtics this year?
Yeah,
I don't remember him, but I don't know. Maybe he did.
I'm an alumni.
Yeah, you're an alumni.
Is that the alumni boat?
That was the alumni boat I was on.
Are you sure you remember any of that?
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah,
just like yesterday.
Okay, just like
yesterday.
Okay. Well, Keyshawn says he will wait until next year to participate in the Lakers parade in downtown LA.
They're going to throw a parade for play-in tournament for the, what is it? The in-season tournament? They're going to throw a parade for that?
Yeah, they should have done that this year.
Fake little solo shots at the Lakers.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to do a parade for that?
All
right.
I just think after this game, Skip and Key, you got to start putting Angel Reese in the Rookie of the Year race.
I buy that.
In the Rookie of the Year race. I mean, I'm all the way in on this rivalry. And it just seems like Angel plays with an extra intensity when she's going against Caitlin. But, you know, I've watched it this year. I watched these two match up. You know, they don't necessarily play against one another, but it's a little more oomph to Angel Reese when she's playing against Caitlin. You can see it in her performance last night. You can see it when she's on the sideline being demonstrative, when her teammate knocks Caitlin down. She's on the sideline and doing all these things. And this is going on since college. So we ain't going to act like this is something new. So think about this. Tickets was $350 for this game.
That was the average?
$350 for this game.
Average. It was some couple 1,500s in there.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah. For the women's game, which is unprecedented. So I love what I'm seeing from this. And we're going to talk about this later, but the USA really dropped the ball on not having these two in the Olympics. They dropped the ball, but we're going to talk about that later. 8 straight double-doubles for Angel Reese. The Rookie of the Year race is closer than everybody's talking because check this out. We watched a game with two teams that they may not even make the playoffs. They may not. They're both under 500, but this probably was the most watched game. That's like, think
Caitlin's team is 7-11, Angel's is 6-9.
6-9. Think about that. That's like if we watch the Charlotte Hornets versus Portland Trailblazers in the NBA. You know, the two teams that's not playing very well. And this probably was the most watched game. I mean, what Angel is doing, what Caitlin is doing, captivating the crowds. You know, this is something that's going to go on for a long time between these two. 25 and 15, 16 rebounds. What was it? 15, 16 rebounds from a rookie, 8 straight double-doubles. If she continues at this pace, I'm not saying she's going to continue to put up the scoring, but I can really see a situation to where it could be up for grabs for Rookie of the Year or even a co-Rookie of the Year because don't take nothing short of what Caitlin's doing with her passing. I mean, she probably should have had 20 assists last night. I mean, some of those drop passes she was throwing, so I love what I'm seeing. I'm captivated. I wish these two could have been on the USA team, but we'll get to that.
All right.
I mean, I was very impressed with the game last night, especially with the Sky being down, coming all the way back, pulling out the win.
Well, look, this was Angel Reese's coming out party, in my opinion, and viewing it as a WNBA player. 25-16, efficient 8. Well, she 8 of 11 from the field, Skip. When you look at that, 16 defensive or 16 rebounds, so to speak, 13 of them on the defensive boards. So she was crashing the boards left and right, something that she's been doing for them all year long. But this was the first time that I feel like it was the only game in town on a Sunday that eyeballs were glued in to watch. she's had some double-doubles, right? This was the 8th, so she's had 7. But this one was on a stage with 25 points that everybody saw and was like, this wasn't a 10-10 game. It was a 25 and a 16. The outcome, the effect, the dominating down low, just wasn't any three-pointers. It wasn't any jumpers, any mid-range. Everything was in that little blue box right there. Well, she just got the ball. They gave it to her. She did what she wanted to do. Now you start talking about Rookie of the Year. Yeah, shoot. Caitlin has the momentum already. It was built up when she got drafted and came into the league. So she has a few check marks ahead. Yeah. But it's not like Angel Reese can't close the gap with all of this season still left. I mean, they haven't even hit the halfway mark yet. So when you start looking at that, she has an opportunity to still be in the mix. Like Paul said, I don't know if there's ever been a Rookie of the Year in any of these NBA or whether the WNBA.
Jason Kidd
and Grant Hill.
And Grant Hill.
Grant Hill. Okay, so it could potentially happen then because it happened in the NBA before. But look, Candace Parker did it 12 straight times. Now, I don't know if
You're to double-doubles.
The double-doubles. I don't know if Angel Reese will get to that number on a straight time, but she certainly is going to eclipse.
She got a shot, man.
Yeah, she does.
It don't look like she's slowing down.
She certainly does, and she's real close. 8 and 12, that's not too far off, right? So she could do it. She certainly is going to probably eclipse that total rookie number of double-doubles in the first year. For sure, she's probably going to do that. But what more can you say? Caitlin Clark talked about the venue should have changed possibly to the big dog in Chicago.
The house that Jordan built.
The house that Jordan built. Is it still the United Center?
Yep.
Yeah, so the United Center.
And it holds 21,000
versus
for
11.
basketball versus 10-ish.
Right. 10-ish. Yeah. So the WNBA, they'll get it right next time. Next time, because I'm sure. I hadn't looked at the schedule, but they've already played 3 times plus the preseason as 4. I'm sure there's a couple more games on the slate coming up. They probably, if it is in Chicago, they'll be moving that venue because you shouldn't cheat the fan base. That's an extra 10,000 eyeballs.
And I don't doubt they could have sold it out.
And they probably would have sold it out. Now, with this momentum, Skip, they'll probably wind up selling it out. But hats off to both of them. It was a terrific game. Good to see these type of things is happening with the W now.
Okay. As soon as that game ended, Angel Reese did a stand-up on-court interview with Holly Rowe, and the first thing out of her mouth was,
I'm a dog.
I got that dog in me. And you cannot teach that. And you know what? You can't teach that. You either were born with it or you weren't. And you can't sort of nurture it or coach it or teach it. It's just what you're made of. And Angel, for the first time as a professional basketball player, definitely showed me what she was made of because they were in big trouble in that game. Conversely, I'm going to hold women's basketball to the same standards I would hold men's basketball. Caitlin, I don't know if she has that dog in her. I know she's got talent. I know she's got distance shooting talent, and I know she definitely has a gift for passing the basketball. But I don't know if she has that dog in her because I start to wonder. I know it's extremely early, but I'm just saying I start to wonder when I see what I saw yesterday. Because I saw a game in which in the third quarter, again, on the road at Chicago, but it's a smaller arena, it's 10,000 seats. Caitlin's team was up 15 with 1:31 left in the third quarter. Then they were up 12 twice in the fourth quarter, the latest being at 6:38. Up 12 with 6:38 left. If you have that dog in you, if you are her or she, you get it home, man. Even away from home, you just figure out how to get that game home. And down the stretch for the last 6:38 of that game, I saw Angel Reese score 10 points with 5 boards. 10 and 5 over the last 6:38 of that game. And I saw Caitlin Clark do zilch. I saw nothing. She took one shot over the last 6:38 and missed it. It was a 3. And she had a couple of rebounds, but she had no more assists. Now, again, assists require somebody cashing in the pass, obviously. But she had an Indiana record for a team record, 13 assists through 3 quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, she had 0 assists. Again, she's got to have partners in crime there. Somebody has to make the shot that she sets up. But the point was, she didn't take, after the first quarter, she did not get to the free throw line. okay? She is 10th in the league already in free throws attempted. Think about that. And she leads her team by far in free throws attempted. She's all the way up to 72, and Kelsey Mitchell's at 56. Help me out. So you go the last 3 quarters of it's a rivalry game, and it's not a game against the Liberty or the Sun or Las Vegas or Phoenix, these veteran star-laden teams. The best, Kennedy Clark's a really good player, and she's more of a veteran player. But the 2 best players on the other team are both rookies like you are. So it's not like you're up against the Liberty and they're coming back from 15 or 12 down. You're against a team featuring 2 of your own, two your own age, in Cardoso, obviously, and Angel. Okay, so help me out. I'm looking at the last 3 quarters of this game, and Caitlin was very quiet, and it reminded me of the championship game against South Carolina when I came right in here and I said the same thing, because she had as hot a first quarter. Remember in the championship game, she scored 18 in the first quarter, and then the rest of the way she went 5 of 20, and she just got quieter and quieter and quieter, and she shot no free throws the rest of the way in the championship game. Well, it kind of reminded me of the same thing, where I thought you were a little better than that, right?
Well, I think in time, though, Skip, if this trend continues, then that conversation is different.
Yeah.
And she's still a rookie. She's only played
I understand.
18 games
I
or so.
it.
So it's a...
But she's been put on such a lofty pedestal. I'm saying, okay.
But that's not her fault, though, Skip.
Well,
I don't think she looks at this game as a rivalry. As much as Angel Reese looks at it.
I totally agree.
Like, I don't think they look at it the same.
But she approaches it way different.
Angel approaches it way different.
No, because Angel's gonna speak her mind, where Caitlin kind of just gonna go and be nicey nice in the situation.
I mean, her game. Angel screams on the court and talks after the game, but her game last night screamed like, "Hey, I'm in this race. I'm Angel Reese. I should be talked about in the same breath as Caitlin Clark."
Yeah,
that's what her game told me last night. And she looks at this as more of a rivalry than Cece does.
Well, Caitlin said before...
Cece, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Cece already. But before the game, Caitlin said, it's just a basketball game to me.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know.
See?
But that's her. But that's her personality.
Yep.
She's not gonna come out and say the team goes through me. I got high energy. She's not gonna do the Angel Reese thing.
Not gonna say,
she ain't gonna knock down every now and then. She'll knock down a big shot and give you a roar. But she ain't gonna do the Angel Reese thing, though, Paul. She just she's just a nicer approach to.
I don't want to hear that. You don't.
I'm just saying.
You don't average 30 in college being just some nice person. You have to have some type of killer instinct in you.
But her personality,
I mean, we can say all
nice.
that.
It's not.
You have to have some of that in there.
Yeah,
it is, though. When I see her in college doing all this,
she did once.
She was like, I seen it in her.
But she does a little bit of it. She does a little bit of it here.
I think she's intimidated by the grownness of the women's game right now.
You might be true facts with that. But she's just not a boisterous personality.
No.
She's like, you know,
but she does have a little stuff to her.
But as I told you,
Skip, you don't just average 30. You got something to you.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know, it's just waiting to come out. I feel like right now she's Bruce Banner. I think she got some hawk in her.
She probably does.
I'm telling you.
But she approaches
don't do the things she did in
quietly, though.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling my producer, Nick. I said we were talking about it, and I said, she's slick with hers. She's real slick with how she approaches the way she's viewed.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
Well, she doesn't want to pour any gasoline on that big
There you go,
fire.
Skip.
Yeah.
She just slick with it.
Yeah. I think she she reminds me of, like, if I had to give her an NBA comparable, like, as far as, like, demeanor, it'd probably be like a Dame Lillard. Like, you know, I done seen Dame Lillard win a game, win the playoff game, and just look to the camera, just wasn't all hoo-hoo, rah-rah.
Yeah, but he's going to do this.
Yeah, she could do that, too. I saw her. That's similar.
That's
she'll do something. Like, I think it's in her, and it's growing. I think it's going to grow.
All right. So here is my issue with her overall game. She winds up for the whole game, and it was something to the bitter end for their team. She took 11 shots. Her running mate at guard, Kelsey Mitchell, took 18, and Alyssa Boston took 14, and Melissa Smith, who was getting into it all game long with Angel Reese, took 10 shots, and Caitlin took only 11. At some point, I know she's setting records for assists, but she has to be a little more selfish because she's their best shooter. She is their best scorer. She is their leading scorer. And at some point, you have to do more than 11 shots. She made a couple threes early in the fourth quarter, and then she went completely silent. And I want to show you the last two plays of the game for them when they did have a chance to win the game. Let's look at, there were two possessions in a row. One sort of continued off an out-of-bounds play. But the first one, there's a loose ball, and Caitlin grabs it. Loose ball, Caitlin snatches it up, and here she goes. And I'm saying, you got to go with this. You just got to go with this. And she gives it up to her teammate on the wing, Christy Wallace, who just goes up and under and just shoots some wild shot that goes nowhere and has no chance. Okay, this is just me. At some point on that break, you have to keep the basketball and go with it and force it. Either get to the basket and get fouled because she hadn't shot any free throws. There's a way, or go shoot your pull-up. Go shoot your logo three, because that moment was calling for her to shoot the shot, and she's going to make the right play. It's almost like LeBron.
When you have a game like hers, she has to find the balance on when to be unselfish and when to be selfish, because she's a combination of the two.
Yeah.
And I agree with you right there. Maybe she should have been a little more aggressive offensively at that point, as looking for a shot.
Yeah.
But that's the fine line she's going to learn, and she's going to find out as she continues to grow and get better. So, right there, I'm not mad at that pass, because when you look at it, she kind of got corralled when she got to half court, so she felt there was a girl right in front of her, then there was somebody on the side of her, and so she kicked up ahead for her teammate who had the one-on-one.
Yeah, I get that. So, it was the quote-unquote right pass,
it was
but
the right
at some
play
point,
for the most part, but
when you have a lethal weapon at your hip, which is that jump shot, you got to take it.
So everything you just said over the highlights, over the last 30 seconds, Skip, are you now saying that she's more like what Kennedy Carter was saying? All you're going to do is shoot the three, and that's it? Remember Kennedy Carter said that?
I remember she said something else to her.
Well, I don't want to get into that part, but where she's not bringing a total package at a certain time. Right there, she gave the ball up. Rather than just shoot the three, like Kennedy Carter says, what else is she doing?
Okay, I got it. That is true. She can get to the basket, because I've seen it a lot. Again, she's 10th in the league in free throw attempts, so you got to be forcing the issue to get to the free throw line. All right, now let's continue this same sequence, because the ball goes out of bounds off the Christy Wallace miss, so they get another reprieve. And here we go again. And Alyssa Boston is saying, here, she gives it to her twice, you just go, just shoot it. And I know they jump her with the double and all that, but at some point, I know what Paul Pierce does in that situation. He just says, I don't care who jumps on me. I'm going up. Yeah. I'm going to shoot this shot.
See, but I can't have her doing that, though. Bounce pass.
Okay, but Alyssa, she was 3 for 9 from three for the whole season. She had just made one. Okay, but she is not that. That's not her best shot.
It's not her best shot.
And it missed badly. It hit nothing but backboard far left of the rim.
She wasn't even at the three, though.
Yeah.
She was at the...
Well, she was short of the three. Yeah. Okay, she clearly wasn't ready to shoot the shot. She hoped that Caitlin would just figure out how to come back off her pick, or, you can go...
At 7 seconds of going again, you want her just to hot dog it like Paul did.
Well, you have to.
Well, listen, I'm trying to look at my situation as a rookie. I had Antoine Walker, who was an all-star, so Alyssa Boston, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I might have made that pass.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Think about that. That's the Rookie of the Year, too. Don't shortchange her.
Yeah.
She's a player. And so as a rookie, as she continues to grow and feel her way into taking that initial lead role completely over, it's going to be trial and error. And this is it right here. And so, right now,
Boston even realized the time on
think
the clock.
about where they are as a team. I'm projecting them to be better than they were last year. Their record are under 500. They didn't make the playoffs last year, and I believe their record was 13-27.
Yeah.
They're 7-11 now.
Yeah, I got it.
So they're more than halfway ahead of schedule than they were last year.
Okay. The other thing I don't know about her mindset, Caitlin's mindset, is is she a little, not, I don't know if intimidated is the right word, but just concerned about the fact that Camila Cardoso is 6'7" tall and Angel is 6'3" tall. And I don't know if she thinks, I just can't go in there because I got no shot against these
she shot 9 of her 11 shots for threes.
Or threes.
9 of her 11 shots. Think about that. So she wasn't really getting to the basket to score.
And she was pretty hot-handed. She made 5 out of 9. That'll work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She understands her game, and she's having a better understanding. And we saw this the same in college when she played against LSU. She really kind of settled for a lot of jumpers. She settled that game. I remember because of the inside presence that Angel, Reese, and Cardoso presented.
Yeah, I got it. All right, so the weird thing about this game is points in the paint. Obviously, Chicago dominated. It was 48-28. They dominated the backboards, 38-25. They dominated the free throw line because they had 32 attempts to just 14 for Caitlin's team, and it was 22-10 on make. So that's a plus 12 from the free throw line. And again, it wasn't because they were not getting calls. It's just because they weren't initiating. They weren't attacking the way Chicago was. And yet, how many times do you see a team lose when they're plus 27 from 3? Because that's what Caitlin's team was plus 27. They made 13 to only 4 out of 17 for Chicago, right?
Yeah, when they're a dominant inside team.
Hey, but you don't see teams be plus 27 from 3 and lose games. And
I mean, this was just a physically dominating 32 free throws, Skip. 32 free throws to 14. 38 to 12. This was just like, I don't care how many threes you shoot. If you get dominated on the free throw line and the boards like that, it's going to be tough to win.
Yeah. Now, Alyssa Boston is 6 feet 5 inches tall. And remember, Camilla is 6'7". I think you're gigantic and you're 6'7". So if Camilla walked in here right now, she'd just look you right in the eye.
And
right?
It's not like you can jump over them. Like,
that's tall.
I know thinking about it.
Because you're tall at 6'4".
Yeah, now that you put it that way, if she walked in and Paul was...
I'll be looking her dead in the eye.
Paul was the center and I was the forward like Angel Reese. It was 2 trees, man.
Whew.
Yeah,
but Alyssa Boston is 6'5", the reigning rookie of the year. But it's 1-on-2.
Yeah, 1-on-2. We got one at 6'3" and some change, and another one at 6'7" and some change.
And listen, Angel plays taller and bigger than 6'3" because she packs a wallop in the paint. She comes after it, especially going after the offensive rebounds. She is a force, man.
She is a major force. I mean, you don't just continue to dominate the rebound every single... Like her, it's crazy because they're 2 separate, like, personalities and 2
totally
separate
different.
games.
Their games are about as different as you could ever find.
Like the reason we don't talk as much about Angel is because what we watch is it's not sexy. You know, it's really hard hat. It's really just get right to work. Whereas Caitlin's a little more flashy with her passing.
I don't think that's the case, though.
It's her dynamic shooting. I
don't think that's the reason we don't talk about her. The reason we don't talk about her is because it was already determined before they got drafted. One was going to be the #1 overall pick. One was going to be a first-round pick. And that one who was going to be the number one overall pick was going to carry the WNBA into a whole nother
Angel
level.
kind of fell in the first round because she fell to 7.
Yeah,
So,
So when you look at it, it ain't that her game, it's okay to be a pounder, a rebounder, and a light scorer. You don't always have to hit the logo threes. But the media attention was drawn to Caitlin Clark. They decided that's what they was going to do. Yeah,
that's true. Look at the production of both of these 2 players.
But we can make the same argument, though, Paul. We can make Angel Reese the face of the WNBA if we choose to do so. We literally could have. We literally could have and said she won a national title at LSU. She knocked off Caitlin Clark.
She did.
Not only did she knock off Caitlin Clark, she's getting double-doubles left and right. We can sell it how we want to sell it. We can do it if we want to, but they made the decision that Caitlin Clark. Well, the media people, you know.
I mean, Caitlin backed it up with her play.
No, of course.
She led the nation in scoring.
Yes.
I mean, these
broke the all-time record.
But you don't have to. Yeah, but think about how many people have led in their respective sports, their colleges or the NC2A, whatever, but they wasn't parachuted in the leagues. Yeah. Think about it, though. You think Diana Taurasi and all them didn't?
But it's
they
different.
did.
Hers was so much different because she took little old Iowa into the national spotlight.
There you go, messing with Iowa, maybe leave that little town
like,
alone.
when you talk about Connecticut and Tennessee and stuff, all these other great girl programs, you expect that from them. But you see little old Iowa and this girl averaging 30, leading the nation, passing, breaking all these records, and next thing you know, they're in the national championship game, and then you do it again. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, what's really going on here?
That's true. But we can spin it how we want to spin it now.
I mean, this is a better story than us watching Connecticut win 4 straight championships and, you know, girls, the top recruits always going there. You know what I'm saying? It's just a better story.
No, that's true. Keyshawn, to your point, though, just for the record, Angel has way more off-court game than Caitlin does. Off the court,
absolutely.
way more.
So you can sell that if you choose to do it.
You definitely could.
You can sell it if you want. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you definitely
So it ain't like they couldn't. And now maybe, and I know we got to pay this bill, I know now maybe on Sunday, based on what we saw on Sunday, their train will start to go down the track a little faster where they meet each other.
Yeah, maybe. But when Caitlin speaks after the game, I'm kind of getting sleepy because she just won't say anything. She works hard at saying nothing. And when Angel speaks after the game, it's like, whew, I'm on the edge of my seat because I don't know where she might go,
She's like
right?
my dog.
All right.
I know, right? She talked that talk. I like it.
Okay, Paul wasn't here. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.